Hello and welcome to the Hope Hotline. Happy Valentine's Day. If you heard flushing just a second ago, that would be Sarah. Sarah just came out of the bathroom, or is coming out of the bathroom in 2 seconds. She was trying to race before the podcast. You flushed at just the perfect time. I'm not kidding you. So welcome to the Hope Hotline. Whoosh. Thank God she washed her hands. So welcome to the Hope Hotline. I can't hear a thing because I think I got disconnected, but today is a good day. We are glad to be back. And Vegas was fun. That was a fun trip. That was a fast, fun trip. It was good, and just glad to be back. Did you have fun?
I had so much fun. It was a lot, and it was fast, but it was really fun.
You blink, and it's over.
Literally. It was like basically 48 hours. Mm-hmm. Like we got there Sunday, had Monday, Tuesday, left at the
hard
crack
thing
of dawn.
about that is the time change, because then your body never gets used to.
It never got used to
the West Coast time zone.
Didn't.
I did not sleep a wink.
Yeah.
The pillows were terrible.
Oh no.
Oh,
Why
they
is that?
kind of are weird. I agree.
They were flat.
And then there's like two big ones. Like, what do you do? Like, just too much.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know.
It was terrible. I literally did not sleep maybe but 30 minutes.
It's not fun.
Like a little bit at a time. It was horrible. But, and then Vanessa, you're going. You out.
Yeah, we're headed to Mexico mañana.
Yeah.
Tomorrow morning, bright and early. It is a work trip for Jeff that we're turning into a extended visit. Yeah, because our anniversary kind of aligns with it. So we're like, let's just stay a couple more days and hit two birds with one stone.
There you go. And enjoy a little bit. Kick back and relax a little bit. Yeah. You had a really good idea, Vanessa. See, we had to get up at 2:15 in the morning to fly out and be at the airport for our flight that it left at 6. Mm-hmm. But we hate Las Vegas airport because we can never find the garage
the rental
car. Yeah, it's horrible. Did you not think that that's pretty bad?
It's pretty bad. It is pretty bad. It's just a mess. You have to shuttle. You have to go all the way there. I think we just needed the address. We needed the correct address.
They don't have one. That's the problem. And we've tried that.
We just needed somebody there to
let us
ping us. Yeah.
It was terrible.
It
but
was rough.
Vanessa, if I would have done what you did,
I know.
I should have thought about that, but I did not.
What'd she
you know
say?
what she said?
No.
Tell them what you're doing tonight.
I am going to bed fully clothed in what I will be going to the airport tomorrow.
That's what I did. Me and Norma. Norma's like, "Are you wearing that tomorrow?" I was like, "Yep."
Why didn't I do that?
I can't
It's
do
the
that.
only way. Well, I go to I'm wearing stretchy pants and a long.
I did too.
A t-shirt.
Yeah.
I can sleep in that.
I'd prefer to shower before because then you feel really you feel better. But when you're going home,
Yeah.
even more so. I know you're
yeah.
not, but even more so, you're just going home. You're not going out anywhere. You're just
Golly, man.
going to the airport and surviving.
I wish to the Lord above I would have thought that because I had to change. I had to do the whole 9. Pull out. I'm like, dang it. Next time.
Next time.
Although I do not want to leave early like that again, which we do every single
I know.
time.
I know.
But listen, okay, so I told you that when a girl that I grew up with was there, she was on the same flight with us. She was delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed. She just left at 1:15 last night, and she was supposed to leave 2 days ago. They kept getting delays, and then their flight would get canceled. Kayla, her flight got delayed.
Due to
You're
what?
kidding me.
Whatever is going on.
See, that's why you want to be the first
I know.
one out.
So it's I know. There's really no.
That's the only redeeming thing.
It is.
It is.
being the first flight out.
I know.
You're not going to get delayed.
I know. I know.
The odds are highly unlikely because all the flight crew, it's their start of their first hours. Eliminates, the plane has to be there.
Yep.
So there's no de-icing somewhere else to get. Holy moly. Well, maybe I changed my mind.
I know, because I was saying the same thing, it's just worth paying a little bit more. But then when you just want to get home, the last thing you want to be, she was Ubering back and forth from the airport back to a hotel. They went to the Encore, went through the spa for the day because they knew they weren't going to get out.
Oh,
And then we're praying that they'd get the connecting flight. Such a mess.
Oh,
But she
What
just
airline
got,
was it?
I don't know. I'll have to ask.
I bet you it wasn't Spirit.
They do Southwest a lot because that's what Max said. She flew out. She flew out on Southwest.
Yeah, I flew
to
in there last time with Kinsey, Southwest. And they have a direct flight from Tampa. Southwest does.
Well, I would have done Tampa with a direct flight. It's too unpredictable with traffic.
I know.
I'm not willing to.
I know.
True.
It is. It's
You almost have to
true.
go and stay overnight in Tampa the night before
Yeah.
to get
Exactly.
to that. It's like a 7:30 a.m.
Yep, because we left it Sunday, which you just don't know what the traffic's going to be like because we left right after church. I mean, and then it's coming in, traffic was terrible coming home.
Yep.
It was just
so bad.
awful. So how much for me, you save time with not connecting, but it was only an hour we resat.
Yeah.
I can do that all day.
Yeah.
But you could sit longer in traffic coming from Tampa.
I know. And then
I'll-
miss your
I'll-
flight. No.
And then it's only 40, so it should only be 45 minutes. You never know. But
You never know.
glad we're back. We missed you guys. Sorry we weren't here on Wednesday, but we're here today for Valentine's Day, and we have some really, really great questions for you.
We do.
Do you want to do the thing really, 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 really fast, and we'll get to the questions?
Yes, I do. And Facebook's given us a little bit of problem right now, so I'm working on that. But anyways, we know, or you guys know, we love you guys on Rumble. We got the live chat over there, and we'd love to hear what you guys have to say about these questions coming in, and we'll want to hear your opinion and what you think about them as well, and what you do. So please feel free to speak up. I see a bunch of you guys watching, so join us in the conversation today. Even if you just pop in, if you're cleaning or whatever, maybe if you're driving, don't. But if you're doing something, pop in and say hello. Tell us where you're watching from. We love to know where you're at and who's watching. If you're on YouTube, you can pop over as well to the Rumble channel. If you don't have premium, I know that if you're watching the replay right now, that might be a little bit of a problem. So if you have YouTube ad free or whatever, that might be a better place for you to watch. But Facebook as well is still available for you guys. We'd love for you guys to send in your questions. Ask Hope at hopehotline.com. We love hearing from you guys. Love different questions that come in. It just keeps this fresh and exciting, and it's fun. All right, Instagram, you can follow us over there, and also on TikTok. Congratulations to everybody that got TikTok removed. You are back. If you go to the App Store or your Google Play, it is back in there. So if you love TikTok like I do, it's a good thing. And we're going to get some stuff posted. And I can't wait to be able to utilize that a little bit more and maybe bring in some new people and some new questions. I think that it'll be a really exciting time. And I think that's it for now.
Alrighty, Rue.
You?
Let's roll. Listen, I know Rumble's a pain in the butt with those commercials and stuff like that. It is. So if you don't watch live, used to not be as bad, but it's just gotten really bad. So just go to YouTube, go to somewhere else. Sad to say, but you don't want to sit and watch like one commercial right after another.
I know.
Such a pain. So Facebook and YouTube are it, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, the audio podcast as well, but if you want to watch, those are your best options.
Yeah. Such a pain, but we appreciate you watching. So let's do the first question. It says, what do you think about sleeping in separate rooms after years of being married? I watched a video on social media about this couple not sharing a bedroom anymore, and a lot of the comments agreed that it's great for marriages. They all said they still do come together for marital activities, but they would rather have their own rooms. And I think they're crazy. And you know why I think they're crazy? I think that this is how the divorce rate increases, and this is how people become more selfish. When you don't have to, a lot of people, like my husband puts his clothes on the floor, and that would drive most women crazy. And it does drive women crazy. But then I think to myself, I don't get mad about that anymore because there are a lot of things that he does for me that I drive him crazy on, but he just does them and he overlooks them and he's like, I don't care. I love her. And you when you have to learn not to be a narcissist and think only of yourself and maybe think of someone else, then a marriage can become like 100% given on one side and 100% given on the other side. And that makes a great union, right? But when you become so selfish that what you want and your wants and your needs supersede what a true marital relationship looks like, then you're headed for trouble. One of the reasons I don't mind picking up after Tom is I literally, for a long time, probably the first 5 years of our marriage, I'd be like, oh, God, why do I have to? The hamper's right there. Like, what's wrong with him? Why can't he just put it in the hamper? But I thought to myself, thank God I have clothes to pick up off the floor of somebody that I love dearly and is like number one in my life outside of God himself, but somebody who loves me dearly. I'd rather pick the clothes up than not have the clothes to pick up. And if you put things in the proper perspective, then I think that it becomes what was a big deal is no longer a big deal. I mean, I've never heard of this before. Have you guys ever heard of this before? I know you guys are having problems over there. So
we're good.
No, they're having it's Facebook
Technical difficulties.
Yeah. So
Facebook is not working right now. And,
sorry for those
I've
who.
got Aaron.
What did Aaron say? Do we want to repeat what Aaron said?
No, we don't want to repeat what Aaron said.
No.
Isn't that special?
You're not helping Aaron.
I got him. Yeah, we're gonna keep working on it. It's just it won't let me. It won't let me
There
go
was
live
something
right
that
away.
popped up on the screen that was like, you've got a virus. And it was like all these different, I took a picture of it and I sent it to him.
That's not good.
Yeah.
We're good
so
over here.
I just closed all of Firefox out and we're
up.
on
We're up and
Rumble,
running.
right?
Yeah,
And YouTube?
Rumble, YouTube, Black Robe, we're all good. It's just Facebook.
Oh well,
Stupid
this is not the
Facebook.
first time.
I know.
Have you guys ever heard of this before? About sleeping in separate bedrooms?
I have
Yeah.
recently, and then I know it was like a thing way back in the day.
Well, no, not sleeping in separate bedrooms. Really, sleeping in two separate beds.
Right? Yes.
Like
my
back in the day.
grandparents had separate rooms.
Well, your grandparents had separate
My
bedrooms.
and my
grandparents-
parents have separate rooms.
My grandparents as well.
Had separate bedrooms.
Bedrooms.
Yeah.
Yeah, separate bedrooms. Yeah.
Like when you were growing
my
up.
whole life. My
Yeah, I don't
whole
remember.
life.
No,
I
I've seen my grandparents had two separate beds. Lots of people I mean, it wasn't uncommon for me to hear that like the more mature had separate beds. Like I made fun of this, but like you watch like I Love Lucy,
Yep.
Yeah.
Mary Tyler Moore, not Mary Tyler Moore, Dick Van Dyke Show and stuff like that. They all had separate beds. Every single one of them. They had 2 twin beds in their bedrooms. They didn't sleep, and they never filmed them where they slept in the same bed. It was always 2 separate beds. Like Brady Bunch,
Yeah.
that was risque.
Yes.
That like when you saw Mike and Carol Brady in the same bed,
Watch
back
out.
up,
Watch out.
Watch out.
back up the truck.
I think sleeping in separate bedrooms makes more sense to me than sleeping in separate beds in the same room.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
That makes more like
Can I get my own room right now, please?
because if someone snores, I get it. Like
Yeah.
if they're keeping each other up, separate bedrooms work. But like sleeping on a completely separate bed in the same room, why? Why are we doing that?
Yeah, that I don't get.
I'm with you.
I don't get. I don't get either of them though. I'll be honest with you. Neither one of them appeal at all to me. I think that they're not healthy. I don't think it's healthy for a marriage. If you think about the people that you know that have separate bedrooms, would you want their marriage?
Nope.
No.
Yeah. Great.
I mean,
Great fact check.
because even the ones that had separate beds would not want their marriages at all.
Yeah.
There is something to be said when there is give and take, and you have to be selfless with your partner,
Yeah.
and that keeps you connected and keeps you in check as well as them. When you have to like not let life, because eventually separate bedrooms leads to separate vacations, separate friends, separate relationship, and eventually, then you get the old adage of we've grown apart. We fell out of love. Well, yeah, all that's gonna happen because you're not together.
Exactly.
You're never together. According to surveys, about 1 in 5 couples, 1 in 5 right now, sleep in separate bedrooms.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah,
I had
and
no
most
idea.
of those do it every night. This is called, get this, it has a term, sleep divorce.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Interesting.
I've never heard of that.
I'd never heard of it. I've never heard of this. Sleeping in separate bedrooms, I was completely shocked.
I wonder if people
That's
just
my
would never
childhood.
tell you, like all these years of being a pastor, and like no one would say.
Nobody
to
has
you,
ever told me that they
Okay.
slept.
They're
I have
keeping it
never. Yes,
under wraps.
I've known couples like that have come to me and said that they've not been having sex.
Right.
You know, we've met with plenty
Right.
of married couples that haven't had sex 10 plus years.
It's a long time.
Yeah, 10 plus years. So there are younger couples that it could be a year plus. Some of them 2 and things like that. That usually porn. Well, not usually. Almost every time, if not every time, porn has been involved. Either porn is currently of use, or porn was so pervasive that it has destroyed. For the man specifically, performance for him.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So now, like, he can't perform. But he may not be looking at it anymore. I mean, I've not met one person that was truly honest. It always comes out. Like, one person said they didn't look at porn. It was from previous time, and it ended up they were actively involved in pornography, child porn, actually.
Oh,
And so they were lying. I've never met somebody who is completely honest and transparent that porn wasn't being actively involved in why they were not having sex. I don't believe them anyway. If people tell me a guy, like if a guy says that he's not, that he just, it's because this or that, and that he did, but he doesn't anymore, and that's part of the reason why, I sit there and go, bull crap. In my head, I'm like, I ain't buying what you're selling. You're a liar, more than likely. I just don't buy it.
Yeah. Especially when there's no reason because they
Right.
probably don't have something else to say, right?
No.
Yeah.
Well, it's all is a put, but like some people, I don't want to say they say it won't work anymore, but that's legitimately like they just have no interest anymore in it. And I'm like, that's not how men work. That's not how men operate. It's not true. I don't buy it. I just don't. Now, can they make themselves be interested in other things to keep their mind off of it? Maybe. But on the whole, men, they're horny.
Right.
Well, I know from a health standpoint, there are a lot of men that deal now with like low testosterone, and that has to do with diet and not exercising. And I'm not saying that they're not watching porn. I'm just saying that definitely low testosterone is like huge in the medical field right now. People are going to get medications or creams and all kinds of stuff.
I do know somebody that had low testosterone, and that was never the one thing that they never had an issue with was their sex drive. Yeah, and I don't know if that's across the board, but
I've never met anybody with low testosterone that actually had to take medication that wasn't able to perform.
Right.
They absolutely were.
They're really into fitness and are on steroids.
are those the people you talk to?
Not me. But I guarantee you that's probably not the case either. but even still, I am so like jaded when it comes because porn is.
Yeah.
So what happens is even if what Sarah's saying is true, which it is it's a possibility. It is probable. Well, like she said, she's not saying that porn's still not being used because what can happen is when you are hungry, what's your food of choice? Is it your wife? Or is it the porn? So maybe you can only be active one time a week. So what appetite are you feeling?
Yep.
Good point.
You're going to fill it somewhere.
Yep.
It's not cool. So for me, like the two separate bedrooms is not wise. I mean, I see nothing good that can come from that. Now, what lots of people say, they'll use examples like, why do they do this? And I looked this up. Why would somebody want two separate bedrooms? Like you guys said, snoring.
Yeah, that's the huge one that I see.
Yeah. Tom, hey, listen, if Tom had his way, we live in two separate bedrooms. Only because of my snoring. And he likes a colder room. He does. He likes a colder room. And he's like, what's the problem with it? I'm like, there's a big problem with it.
Yeah.
Like when we had the hurricane damage, he makes fun. Yeah. He had to sleep in a separate room while our walls were torn apart and our bedroom was completely. I'm in the living room sleeping because we have no bedroom. Oh. And he's in his office and he's like, it was so dark in there because he likes a really dark room. It was super cold and I snore every now and then. And he's like, and there was no snoring. Oh. And he's like, what's the problem? What's the problem? I can meet up with you. You can meet up with me.
Right.
I'm
You
like,
can have dates.
I have a big problem.
Big problem.
Have you tried mouth taping for your snoring?
Never even heard that.
I'll send you a link. Send the link.
Do you have to tape your mouth for snoring?
I don't, but I've seen it advertised. I've seen a video.
It would
on
bother
TikTok.
me.
An article.
I might feel a little claustrophobic by that.
I don't know. Let's try it.
They have breathable tape.
Yeah,
too.
they do. Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't
And
feel
it gives you a sharper
Yes.
jawline.
Yes.
Oh, get me some of that tape.
Send the link.
I might be interested in that. Tom's the one that snores.
I was
And he
gonna
makes
say, he
the
doesn't
dog
snore?
sleep. And that's the other thing. The dog
I was
slept
gonna
with
say.
me, not with him.
That's pretty crazy.
So he was like, it's a win-win for me.
oh my gosh.
I'm like, it ain't happening, dude.
Yeah.
Forget about it.
Not happening.
But they say people do this because they are more well-rested, more patient, more engaged, and present with their partners. How are you present with your partner? You're not even, the only time you really have to be together is when you come home from work. And a lot of times people spend more time watching TV than communicating.
Yeah.
I talk more to Tom in the bedroom,
Yeah.
like when we're getting ready or he's taking a shower to do something. I'm like, we have more conversation in our bedroom. I know our kids think we're in there fooling around sometimes. We're like, we're not. Okay, the bedroom door is closed because we're trying to talk about things
Right.
that are private. So like, you're not meant for your ears. You're not allowed to like.
Yeah.
We have to talk about certain things, not even about us, but like there's legitimate church things you have to
Right.
talk about, or just life. Like you guys have businesses, so there's business
Yeah.
conversations. You don't want everybody to hear
Not
that
in my
stuff.
bedroom. Derek knows better. You better not ask me about no generator in my bedroom. Sorry.
That's where she draws the line.
I draw the line there.
That is
No
the
business
hill
talk in
that
the
Sarah
bathroom.
is going to die on.
That's freaking funny.
That is.
But for me, like,
Yeah.
that's like our sanctuary. That's my
Right.
private place. I don't have anywhere else in the house that nobody else is allowed not to come into when the door is closed. And so I don't want to have, like, knock on his door. Hey, can I come in? Okay, I'm not a visitor.
Right.
I'm your wife. I don't like that at all. Like, give me your opinions, girls. You've heard a lot of mine.
I really like sharing a room with Jer. Like but my whole life I grew up in my own bedroom, and I like being around people too. So like Jer is easy to live with. It never even crossed my mind that like, oh, this would be so much easier if like Jer wasn't in here. Like it just was, I don't know. So when I was reading about it, reading an article on TikTok, but I was
my
reading,
gosh.
when I was reading comments.
That's funny.
I know. When I was reading comments, because every time I watch a video, I go to the comments to see what people say.
Yeah.
And super interesting because a lot of people were like, oh, I'm not the only one. Oh, I'm not the only one. So it's definitely like a hush hush thing. But they're like, my marriage is better because of it, which, like you said, the people that we know in our lives, is it really better, or is it this is like another step out the door? Because we all see things on Facebook where we're like, they're heading the wrong way. But personally, for me, like it's not even enticing to me.
Not me either.
Yeah.
Not me either. Like, I see nothing beneficial from it.
Yeah.
I would consider it.
Really?
Well, hear me out, okay? Hear me out.
I'm listening, all ears.
I can't wait.
I have never had my own room, ever.
true.
It's
In
not
the
that great.
in the history of ever. I've never had something that it was. I have a corner now. I have
You do
I have
your
a chair
corner.
now,
Yes,
Oh my God.
You have a chair.
specifically for me
Corner.
She does.
in my home. So the thought of having like my own room is kind of appealing. But will it ever happen? No, because I love my husband. And I love what he brings to the table.
Yeah.
He brings a nice comfy body that I can snuggle up to whenever I need it.
There is something nice about,
Yeah.
like, for me, like, knowing that Tom's right there.
Yes.
Like, seriously, like, have at that.
Yeah.
You come in our house, have at that. Have fun with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
It's true.
Like, I don't want to be in a separate bedroom
Yeah.
like that.
No.
I know.
No.
I will settle for a corner. And that's what I got right now.
In your living room.
In my living room, got a little
Oversized
corner
chair.
dedicated to me and my things. So no,
I get it.
I'm not.
I mean,
in that
if you've
camp.
never had your own bedroom,
Ever.
I mean, my mom never had her own
No.
bedroom until my dad passed. Always shared a room.
Yeah.
It went from living in her mom and dad's
Right.
to sharing a bedroom to,
Yeah.
and now she has it. It ain't that great.
Right.
It ain't that great.
Yeah.
She
The grass-
she
the
paid
grass
money
is-
to have my dad back.
The grass isn't always greener. So
It's not.
what about you, Sarah?
Well, what an interesting progression we have here. It's almost like from one
Sarah's about to
spectrum-
tell us I do live like
I
that.
have my own room.
No, if
Just
I
kidding.
had a room in my house that I could sleep in, I would sleep there. And that is not just because of snoring, but also sleep talking. And he makes this noise that is scary, and it has woken me up out of dead sleeps before, where I've had to like pray in tongues because it goes a little something like this. So it sounds like a ghost, and it is terrifying. So I love him very much. I also do not like to be touched when I'm sleeping. There's no cuddling, like no cuddling. We do what we do when we do it, and then there's a wall. We've built a wall. There's a
Pillow wall.
there's a
I have a
partition.
wall. Its name is Adamar.
Yeah, you have a dog wall. But I can't wait for the day till I can have my own room. And even if it's just for like me to have my things.
Like your
and-
office area?
Yeah, like
With
I
the-
want a space. Like you're
With
saying.
the futon? In case you
No,
decide to go
a
in there?
sleep number, really expensive sleep number bed is what I want.
So you're going to have your own separate bedroom someday.
Yes.
Sarah, don't do that.
Well,
It's a slippery slope.
Just
Just trust me. It's a slippery slope,
I don't know.
girl.
My grandparents did it.
And did you want their marriage?
I don't know anything about their marriage, so I can't really comment on that. I mean, they never fought in front of that's a neutral.
Okay.
But like, I can be the exception. Have a really good
the
marriage.
exception.
And also be able to sleep at night and not wake up to
Why don't you just,
ghost
you
sounds.
just need like a fan? Like
White noise.
white noise. You ever tried that?
It's no. How
about
it's like
earplugs?
It's jarring. The
about a
noises
box?
are.
That is pretty
fan.
loud. A box fan. That's what
And
I
it's-
have next to my head.
It's just, and it's always right when I'm about to fall asleep. Because there's another thing that is very annoying. He can lay down and be asleep in like 45 seconds.
That's me.
That's me.
Okay.
That's me.
Okay. You can pray for me then
Yeah,
today.
we
for
will.
that. Because when
lay
I lay
hands.
down at night, once I'm asleep, I'm good. Unless,
He makes that noise.
the ghosts come out. But getting to
Ghosts come out at
sleep,
night. Ghosts come out at
it's
night.
not as simple. So he always falls asleep first. So sometimes he just will fall asleep watching TV on the couch, and then I can get to sleep, and then he'll come in later, and that works better.
Yeah.
But it's just a matter of, I don't want to be grumpy because I didn't get any sleep, and it's
I have
need
earplugs.
my beauty rest.
Yeah.
I have my earplugs. I just put my earplugs in. I have no problems.
Well,
It is what it is.
it's Valentine's Day. You guys can buy me some earplugs and
Okay. I'll send you the link.
She wants you to buy
pray
them.
for me so that I can fall asleep right when I lay down.
Yeah.
at night.
I'll buy some earplugs and then I'll pray over them and anoint them for you.
Yes.
Okay.
Done.
Well, I will say, Tom's like, who made up the rules?
Yeah.
Who made up the
Yeah.
marital
True.
rules? But apparently somebody did, because they did this back in biblical times. They slept in the same tent. They didn't
Okay.
sleep in unless they had concubines, and then they made the rounds to those different tents.
Which
But
is
I'm
that
just
the marriage
saying,
you want.
that's not the marriage I want.
Nope.
I am not the one to share my man. It would
Absolutely
get
not.
downright dog ugly. I mean, somebody's going to get hurt. And I fight street dog dirty.
Yes, she
So,
does.
Probably not going to be me. I mean, if I do, I probably deserve it. But, like, no way. I don't share. So they did this, like, for me, I liken it to be like, you know how Christians define, they'll like, we're seeing this now today. A marriage is, to me, is defined in like, you're one, correct? Because that's what the Bible tells us. What does being one look like? Doesn't mean being one is not being separate. It's you do things together. You are one together. So what one does, the other one does. To a certain extent, I know. But at the same time, like, one doesn't mean that you're living in two different rooms and living two separate lives a lot of times. And when it's convenient, then you come together. And when it's not, I mean, for me, if you're living in two separate rooms, how easy is it for a man to like just succumb to things that he shouldn't succumb to? I mean, women are watching stuff they shouldn't be watching, or they're reading books that they shouldn't. Men usually don't read very much, so they're not going to be watching those.
Visual.
They're not going to. Yeah, they're visual. Exactly. But it just reminds me of how Christians define Christianity for themselves. And as long as that Christianity fits in the parameters of what they deem as being a Christian, then they're okay with being a Christian. But God forbid that we put biblical requisites on Christianity, and then all of a sudden that's not what I believe. Well, it doesn't matter what you believe. What does the Word of God say that a Christian looks like? And for me, the same thing goes with marriage. You may not like that he snores. Put the earplugs in. Overcome. Like for me, okay, I know it's scary to sleep next to the ghost.
Oh my God.
Okay, I know that. Like, what's that guy from? What's the name of the guy that was in the chains from?
Bob Marley. Not Bob Marley.
No, it's something.
It's Marley.
Yes,
Yes. The ghost of Marley, but what was his first name?
I think it was. It was like Bob.
No, it was
No, it's
definitely
not Bob.
Bob. That's the reggae singer.
Jamaican.
I know it
man.
is gay, but I thought it was the same thing.
Jacob Marley.
There you go. I mean, sleeping with Jacob Marley, I'm sure is not the greatest. Okay, but at the same time, God can help you to overcome. choosing, I just think that going into 2 separate bedrooms, this is my professional Hope Hotline opinion.
That's what we're here for.
And all the wisdom that is endowed into this body. I just think like we have a high divorce rate. And one of the reasons we have a high divorce rate is because people, it's like when we raise our kids, we'll raise our kids and we're seeing more people raising their kids with devices, and the kid is entertained by the device, and the parent only parents when they have to. But it's like whenever we take our kids out to dinner, how many of us see kids with devices in their hands instead of making that child participate in conversation? We're not like helping our kids and training them up to be products of society like we did when we were when we were younger, and I'm the oldest one in the room. But when I grew up, we sat down at the table and everybody talked to one another. And if you didn't have something constructive to add to the conversation, you kept your mouth quiet until you did. And like if I went out to dinner with my parents and their friends, me and my siblings talked to one another. We're not teaching our kids to communicate anymore, and we're not disciplining and we're not training them anymore because it's inconvenient and we're tired at the end of the day because we've worked long and hard. This is the same kind of thing to me in a marriage. It's only as what's convenient. We are such a selfish, entitled people. And if you look at other countries, they're not like this. I mean, if you look at other countries, a lot of times it's more about family, about relationship. It's about even like if you go to other countries, they stop in the middle of the day, they go home, they all eat together, they rest, and then they'll go back or the day is done. And we are rush, 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 go, 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 and fitting in only what we like. And if it's inconvenient in any way, shape, or form, we're like, that's not for me. Learn to make it be you. Because sometimes life is better when it doesn't revolve around you. Shocking, I know.
That
But
should be on a t-shirt.
but it's best for you, huh?
That's a good one.
Because that's how we live. Like the world revolves around us, and get out of my way if you're in my way.
Yeah.
It's not healthy to think like that. And that's how we become narcissists.
True.
And it's super dangerous. So for me, that's my answer. Ladies, I'm for never being in separate rooms. Sarah's waiting for the day for her to have a separate room. Vanessa is going to have to wait till Jeff dies because she's never going to get her own separate room until he's gone.
I told you.
And then she'll end up remarrying Tracy, and then she'll end up having to share a room
No,
with
we're going to be
Tracy.
sister wives.
Yeah.
So we won't marry each other.
I already
but
told her I'll have a bedroom for her all by herself,
Thank you.
and she can come out when she needs people.
And Tracy's like me.
Yeah.
No separate room.
No.
No separate room.
No separate room.
I like Jer there. I like you said. I like the comfort of him being there.
Yeah, Tom doesn't like me to touch him while he's like sleeping. He's not a cuddler,
Okay.
but we both like each other in the room as
Yeah.
much as he chooses to say otherwise.
Yeah.
I know deep inside.
Jer is a cuddler, and he would be really sad if I wasn't there too.
Yeah.
So, like, don't you get hot though?
We don't cuddle.
Oh,
But
okay.
he would cuddle all night long.
If you let him,
Yeah.
doesn't he get hot?
But yes. But he also has a bed.
A bed
Bed.
Oh,
Bed
that has
jet.
air condition in it.
So he's an air
Jeff
conditioner
also has
blowing
one too
on him all
and
night.
sometimes he'll let me sneak in when the heat is on because it does heat
Does both.
and air conditioning.
So does he put the heat on?
Yeah, like when it was really cold.
Yeah.
When we had that like cold front, yes, he would preheat the bed.
Yes.
Oh my gosh,
I put my heating blanket
Which is
on.
in the old days.
that's like
Which
that's
is probably
what,
also why they were intense together, because they were freezing and they
Oh yes,
the body.
That's right, girl.
Very true.
Yeah.
That's true. But that's what you have a what is it? A heated blanket for?
True. I have multiple layers of heat
Yes.
going on.
Very important in Florida.
Norma has her room set at 62 degrees
Insane.
and then has a heated blanket.
That's Jer. He has the air conditioning blowing on him and a heated blanket on the other side. I just have
That
heated
doesn't make-
blankets everywhere.
I don't have any heated blankets.
It's probably better for you. I don't think they're healthy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is that?
'Cause
Electromagnetic
they're like
EMT
stuff.
plugged
Oh, really?
in.
Just bind it.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Jesus' name.
Just
Nothing by any means
Sleep
will
on
hurt
the
you.
Covenant. I'm in covenant.
like they did in the old days.
Oh my gosh, that's true.
Listen, If I could.
that's a fire hazard.
I know. I
That
think
is
that's
true.
more dangerous.
It seems like it would be far more dangerous
I
than
think
heated
so.
blankets.
I think so.
My gosh. Let's do our sponsor really quick, and then we're going to go to the next several questions we have. So Real Estate Appraisal Associates of Southwest Florida, Inc. is owned by Laura Keller, and they have been in business since 2005. They provide the most accurate certified home appraisal service in Southwest Florida, and they have upfront pricing with no hidden fees. No waiting for a couple weeks for your appraisal. They have it done in 2 to 4 days. And why do you need an appraisal? There are many reasons to get one. First, when you sell your home, it removes any concern that you priced it too low, to eliminate paying high estate taxes on the home you inherited, to make sure that you are not paying too much in property taxes because an inaccurate home valuation. Lastly, so that when you list your home, it's not priced too high and sits on the market for months or longer. Real Estate Appraisal Associates of Southwest Florida are highly trusted and valued. They have done over 10,000 appraisals. They are locally owned and operated for over 30 years, and they are a licensed state certified appraiser and are an expert team. Their appraisals have a 100% money-back guarantee, and they can provide residential real estate appraisals in the following counties: Charlotte, Sarasota, Manatee, DeSoto, Hillsborough, Pinellas, and Lee. If you give them a call, tell them you heard about them from the Hope Hotline, and they'll give you a $50 discount. Let me just tell you this really quick story, and the number is 941-743-3700, 941-743-3700. True story. When Tom and I had a house built, you go the first year and you only pay what the land value is, okay? And then after that, your homestead exemption kicks in for the state of Florida, and then you pay what the market or the value or assessed value from the city or the county, whichever one you live in, they deem is the assessed value. Well, when me and Tom had our house built, we paid the first year, like I said, on the value of the land, and then they assessed our house at a very high amount, which was inaccurate. So we paid. Now, if you don't know this, you don't know this, but I was in real estate, so I did know, and you need to know it too. If they price the value of your house too high, then you can get an appraisal, take it to the city or the county, and they will reassess it to whatever the value of that appraisal is, because it's a certified appraisal. So that what is in that information that I just read you is very, very accurate. Why pay taxes on a home that it's priced too high? That is crazy. You never want to do that, because the odds of it dropping are slim to none. Increasing is every year or however long your city or state. Like for the county of Sarasota, they can only do it a certain percentage and only so often. But that's not the case depending on state to state, county to county. And I'm just telling you, an appraisal in this area will change all of that for you. So if you feel like you're paying too high of taxes on your property, you might want to get an appraisal to verify that that's actually true. So again, 941-743-3700, Real Estate Appraisal Associates of Southwest Florida. Now, Hanson's Automotive. I'm on the end of the frog in my throat and the draining. Dear God, please let it be over. Hanson's Automotive Services has been in business since 2017 with 20 years experience. They do everything from oil changes to tires to AC work to engine repair and replacement. They're not just motivated to do their best, they are automotivated. And their business lives by Proverbs 16:3, which is commit to the Lord whatever you do, and he will establish your plans. Their number is 941-460-3962, 941-460-3962. Next question is my second question. So this goes along with the other one. So this person wrote 2 questions. My second question is have you heard of Scandinavian sleeping method, or of the Scandinavian sleeping method? Sleeping in a separate room, but adopting the Scandinavian method actually sounds good to me. Sleeping in a separate room, but adopting the Scandinavian method actually sounds good to me. I don't understand that.
Yeah, maybe they meant not sleeping.
Not sleeping in a separate room?
Yeah, I would say that. Because of what the Scandinavians, I don't know how you can do both.
Okay, I did not know what the crap Scandinavian method
Never heard
was.
of it.
You never heard of it either?
No.
I brought pictures.
Oh.
Everybody's clothed for the most part in these pictures. So they're appropriate
Okay.
for
Well, that's good.
your viewership pleasure.
Phew.
But So Scandinavian sleeping method is where he has his blanket you can put it on, and she has her blankets.
That's it.
Couples rarely share the same sleep preferences and habits. The Scandinavian sleep method gives each person autonomy to regulate their sleep temperature and reduce sleep disruptions at night. Tom and I sleep like this. This is how we sleep. I did not know it had a name. Tom has his blankie. He will not sleep with certain. A family in our church gave Tom this huge Hallmark Christmas blanket. It's huge. He sleeps with that thing every night.
He's got a blanket. My goodness.
He has a blankie. He has
It's a Hallmark.
he has a blanket that he calls Brownie.
Oh, okay.
Brownie has been with him before I was around.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah,
Gross.
yeah.
That's gross.
And it
Looks like it's been around.
remember the sheet story? Brownie was involved in the sheet story. Oh yes. Brownie looked brown, not tan. So Brownie has Brownie, and then he has his Hallmark,
Okay.
and then he has one other one. But yeah, he does not. He whips back the comforter and sleeps only on the sheet, and then his blankie.
Okay.
Yep.
I can't do
What I
that. I have to sleep with the sheet on the top, my comforter on, then I have another blanket on top of that. I'm weird. I mean, I like to be warm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
that makes
comfortable.
sense.
I don't have a heating blanket, but like, do you guys sleep like this?
Yep.
You guys sleep like this
Yeah.
too?
No.
Oh my gosh, the
No.
panel is all saying yes,
No.
except
I
for
do.
Jeff and
Vanessa.
I, we
Share a
we
blanket?
share a blanket.
Well, maybe
How?
this is something.
what?
I think it's impossible because like somebody's pulling, but you don't move, right?
you know,
I
it's
don't-
all about the give
I
and
don't
take. You
move.
gotta learn how to.
But you're sleeping. You're like your own creature.
So Sarah, you don't know this about me. Fun fact: when I lay down, I go to bed
I did know this.
and I don't
like a vampire,
move
right?
at all. I will wake up like this.
Yeah. That's impressive. And that would make sense.
Vampires,
Why you don't need to
ghosts.
share a blanket.
I thought this was Valentine's Day. Instead, it's a Halloween episode.
Literally.
With Vanessa like this in her bed.
Somebody else I know said that. Somebody else I know I was with today. They said they do not move when
I
they're
don't
sleeping.
move.
Oh, I do.
They literally are like this. I do move. Like I flip from side to side
Me
on my
too.
stomach, but I'm usually in the same spot. Like what? Like Tommy will be from his head will be on the pillow, and the next time you
gosh.
go into his room, his head's at the end of the bed.
No,
not that.
What's he doing? He's fighting
He's
in his
fighting.
dreams.
He is.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
Who knows?
Who knows?
So all of you, do you move a lot or do you not move a
Yeah.
lot?
Well, I have I want a down comforter. I want my linen sheet and my heating blanket. So I have all my things where I like everything. And then Jer has a quilt that he likes to sleep with, just a sheet. Like he sleeps on the sheet.
Yeah.
And with a quilt, his air blowing at him, and then a heated blanket on the side. So he's got his own concoction.
I will.
but we're separate, totally separate.
I will say the sheet
yes.
is separate. So
Oh.
because of the bed jets,
Right.
The
I
bed
I was
jet-
wondering how that works.
Yeah, the
Just
sheet
like
has a separation.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
So we share the sheet, but the bed, like the flow,
Yeah.
doesn't reach to me. Because
Well, he is a big guy.
yeah,
But you share a sheet though?
and we share the sheet
What?
and the
This is
comforter, and then we
the craziest thing I've ever heard.
actually sleep on a grounding sheet.
Oh, yeah.
which is a whole nother story.
Yeah. There's that too.
It's like grounding, like when you go outside and you ground.
yeah,
Yeah,
there's
it's-
a grounding sheet.
it's
You
plugged
should be Indian. You and your rituals.
It's not me.
Yeah, it actually plugs into the grounding, like the outlet, the circle. Ooh, the circle.
you've gotta
and
be
the
kidding me.
outlets, and you plug it into the grounding spot.
Yeah, and it's supposed to help you get a very deep sleep.
Do you notice that?
No, but that's
Thank
what they
God
say.
somebody's honest in this relationship.
That's what they say.
And Sarah, you said you do the same thing.
Oh yes, I have my own blanket. He uses the comforter, no top sheet, just the comforter, and then I have a blanket, no top sheet. I just think it's a waste.
Oh, not me.
Plus,
It's there
I feel-
for a reason, Sarah.
think I
you
need-
must use
it
it.
is.
I think I need new sheets also because
Linen. Get
Try
some linen
linen.
sheets.
Linen.
Okay, I'm going to
sheets.
tell you. Every Black Friday, I go and I'm a bougie snob when it comes to sheets.
Same.
They have to be at least and I don't even know if I have any that are this 1,200 plus count.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I have. I don't even know if I have any
Have
are
you
that
tried
that low. But
linen sheets?
have you ever tried? Listen, no, I have done linen. But have you ever? Somebody from church gave Tom and I give you a shout out because this is the best. Some of the best sheets I've ever had.
Oh.
Is My Pillow sheets.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yes.
My Pillow sheets.
Yes.
Are like.
Oh, wow.
And I'm picky, and I was like, I wonder how
Yep.
good these are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a big My Pillow
I wasn't
person.
either.
No, I
I'm
hate
like-
their pillows.
I love the man. I just don't like. No.
Yeah.
But
I know.
those, I'm telling
The
you,
sheets
the
are good.
sheets.
Yeah. The sheets are good.
They're good. And I wait till Black Friday because you can get really great deals at Bloomingdale's at Macy's, which is where I normally get mine from, or
Yeah.
Belk's.
Yep.
You get really good deals.
I got them off of the website. So
That's what I do. Black Friday,
Yeah.
high count, always nice. And then it doesn't matter, like, if the dog jumps on the bed and he's filthy usually, I have to wash my sheets constantly.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if they're ruined at the end of the year because you're paying a reasonable price.
True.
Instead of hundreds of dollars, you're spending
Yeah.
That's the trick.
$100.
Yep. Yep. For sure.
So for me, I can do that all day long. Let's go to the next question. Were you going to add something, Sarah?
No, I'm shopping for sheets right now.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Sarah, for the record, there's a reason why there's the fitted and the flat.
I know.
Okay.
It's supposed to keep your
So
comforter
use
clean,
the
right?
topper, not just the bottomer.
It just always ends up curled up at the bottom of the bed.
How is that possible?
I don't know. I'm asleep.
Oh my
See,
god.
exactly. You're a different creature when you're sleeping.
Lavender marriage. Have you ever heard of lavender marriage?
never.
Me neither.
Weird.
This is what they said. Lavender marriage. Have you or the Peanut Gallery ever heard of this? I say nope, surely have not. I mean, I love lavender,
Lavender's great.
but this is weird.
Oh, brother.
Oh yeah. It's
Sarah.
weird. So the definition of lavender marriage, like, we're not having any sex talk this Valentine's Day. This is all about different stuff.
Love it.
Yeah, it's very different. So a lavender marriage refers to a heterosexual marriage where one or both partners are actually LGBTQ plus and enter into the union to conceal their true sexual orientation from society. You know, like how Rock Hudson married, I don't remember. I looked it up. Her name was Phyllis Gale. You remember Rock Hudson? Mm-mm. Gay as gay can be. And he married Rock Hudson. See if you can find him and put him on the screen. Rock Hudson was, like, back in the day,
He was
a
handsome.
he was unbelievably gorgeous.
This one?
Oh my
yes.
gosh.
Movie star like there's no tomorrow.
Gay?
Gay as gay can be.
What?
100%. And you know beards. You've heard of people who have beards. These are usually men that are gay, and they'll have a girl
Did you
that
hear
they're
that, Tracy?
dating. They usually date a woman as their beard
trouble.
to conceal that they're gay. So they'll always have a woman go out with them, like somebody who's like, not so much anymore. We don't see this anymore because homosexuality has been
Right.
infiltrated to be okay and deemed
Yeah.
societally acceptable. But back in the day when Rock Hudson in the 50s and stuff like that, like Gomer Pyle, remember Gomer from Andy Griffith?
No.
Totally gay. Jim Neighbors, 100% gay. But he would never, it wasn't like Barry Manilow. Took forever to come out that he was gay. He actually dated Dinah Shore. And I don't know if they ever got married, but gay the whole entire time.
Wow.
Everybody knew he was gay, but it was not societally acceptable. So people did this, which is they had a lavender marriage or they had a beard. So often due to a social stigma or pressure to maintain a public image, particularly in situations where being openly gay could negatively impact your career or reputation, the term is most commonly associated with Hollywood's early era, where such marriages were prevalent to protect actors' career. So, like, if you look at, what's the guy that ran with Kamala? What's his name?
Tampon Tim.
Yeah, Tim Waltz. Thank you. I'm like, the last name is like something. Because Tom always called him Harry Balls. So I literally can never remember. I can't remember his name. Unless somebody tells me something that gets my head out of Harry Balls. He's not openly gay. He's been caught multiple times.
Whoops.
Yep.
But he's married.
Oh.
So it's still to this day, we have people who hide it, but he had to have his stomach pumped because of sperm and crap in
there.
Wait,
that
That much?
requires a lot.
What in the world?
Yeah.
Wow.
It might have been from an animal if I remember
No.
correctly.
Oh.
Look it up. I think so.
Okay, going in.
Oh man.
I wasn't really listening, and I'm kind of glad that I wasn't because I don't know what that was about. We can move on to the next topic because
It's disgusting.
okay.
You're looking it up, right? Yeah. So even though, I mean, if you're a politician and it doesn't fit where you live because maybe it's still conservative, did you find it?
The first thing that came up says Minnesota Governor Tim Walz had his stomach pumped after over ingesting horse semen.
Oh my!
That's the first thing that pops up. So I'm just saying, Google. That's what Google told me. What? And that makes me want to no.
I'm not well.
It pays to be married to Tom. I know a lot of stuff.
I know,
That's not
literally.
important
That's not important.
and gross.
What in the world?
And that's true.
I wasn't
Okay.
ready for that.
Either. Well, yeah. Okay. Moving right along.
Yep. Moving along.
Moving along.
Yeah. So even depending on if you're a politician and it would not be acceptable for you to be gay, then you're gonna but you know what? Tom and my brother, both law enforcement. My brother was a detective, and one of the things that he would have to do is go into these areas where homosexuals were doing inappropriate things with each other, and they would have to catch them because it was lewd and lascivious acts. So they would have to do these stings. And my brother was like, it's so freaking disgusting. Like, these people are so disgusting with the perversion. But he said so often they would be older men, like grandpas, married, and just going out into we have a beach around here where it's super popular in the woods, and all of them know to go to this beach and meet up with each other. So they're married. He's like, they're grandfathers. They're married. They're grandfathers. And he's like, I can't even walk through a store without thinking pedophile, gay, whatever. He's like so disgusting.
Yeah.
He's like, you get so jaded because these people that no one would ever think that live certain lifestyles. Yeah. They live these lifestyles. Like with major child pornography on their devices. Like, it's bad.
That's so sad.
It's super sad. People are frauds.
Yeah.
Outside of God, everybody's doomed.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's just true.
I agree.
Outside of God, none of us have a fat chance. But with him, success all the way. And why people don't run to him? It's because they're so deep into perversion that they can't even. And I was one of them. Like, if you asked me if I was going to heaven, when I had walked away, I'd be like, no, I ain't going to heaven. There ain't no way. Was I running to get to heaven? No, I wasn't. I still was like, yeah, you won't see me in heaven. But I wasn't like, I need to repent. I didn't feel like that at all. I was like, it is what it is.
Yep.
And I just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And then, God will only chase you but so far. But thank you, Lord, that he did. And that he was there in the thick of things and drawing me the whole entire time. Because it says in the word, unless he draws you in.
Yeah.
And so when he keeps trying to do that, don't keep rejecting him because eventually it stops. And that's biblical too. So if you feel like you're being drawn into him, run into his arms because it doesn't mean it'll last forever. We have a couple more questions. Let's keep going. Let's see. This one, I love this one. This was interesting. Engagement rings can be very expensive. I've recently heard of lab-grown diamonds. Never heard of this before in my life. You all three have heard of this?
Yes.
What? What do you think of alternative options? Okay, so I didn't know. Like I just said, I had no idea. Will you put up the thing? So I looked up what is lab-grown and what is natural, right? And I found this graph. There is no difference except for cost.
Yeah.
If you look at the one with, is it on their left? Whatever, look at the one that says natural diamond. The chemical composition is carbon. The hardness is 10 on the Mosh scale. Refractive index is 2.417 to 2.419 and exists naturally. Now, if you go over to the lab grown, everything is the same exact thing, except it was created in a lab.
Yep.
Yeah. Crazy.
Why wouldn't you buy a lab grown diamond?
Right.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
Right.
There's no difference. You can do, I looked this up. You can get the same quality, clarity, and something else. There's quality, clarity, and God bless it. What is that called?
Is it cut?
Thank you. Yes. It's like the 3 C's, but it's not the C because its quality is Q. But it's like it sounds like it's the 3 C's. But when I looked up this company that I looked up, it's called Brightco, and it had great information about it. So it says that they are seeing growth in demand for the lab grown, even though natural is still surpassing lab grown. But a lot of people don't know about lab grown, like myself. They have seen a growth in lab grown diamonds from millennials and Gen Zers.
Makes sense.
Like the younger generations, they're going for this versus the natural.
Yeah.
Right.
Which, if that's the case, you think about this. If that's the case, then that means so many people are going to stop going to the natural after a point.
Right.
They're not going to go for the natural anymore. They're going to go with the lab grown because they're going to be like, why pay more
Right.
if I get the same quality?
Right.
Exactly.
Eventually, the natural is going to kind of like, they're going to flip spots, if I were to guess.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they? They say traditional preferences around engagement rings are changing to reflect their values, but even with the growth in the lab-grown diamond, sales of natural or earth-mined diamonds continue to dominate. Not for long. While the average expenditure of a diamond engagement ring rose to $7,011 in 2021, a 6.1% increase over the previous years, 1 year, a 6% growth.
That's a
in
lot.
cost. That's ridiculous.
Yep.
The share of lab-grown diamond engagement rings grew from 19% in 2020 to 24% in 2021. That's significant.
Yep.
Lab-grown diamonds cost about 30% to 40% less than natural or earth-mined diamonds.
Makes sense.
Why would you pay that? Why would you pay 30 to 40% more when you can have the same thing? I was blown away.
Yeah.
I mean, they have what do they call those? Synthetic gems? What are those called that are like, they're fake, but they're not like lab grown. They're legitimately not a real gem.
Cubic zirconium.
Yeah, but is that a synthetic? Cubic zirconia is exactly the name I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah. It says buy synthetic gemstones for
Synthetic.
sale. So that's what I'm finding, looking. Imitation diamond.
Yeah. Now, I'm like, I bought those. I buy those because, I mean, but I don't, they're like hundreds of dollars versus thousands
Like
of
costume
dollars.
Jewelry.
It's like costume jewelry.
Yeah,
I'll
right.
do that all day long. That
Right.
doesn't bother me a bit.
And the money that you're saving, you can put towards the wedding.
True.
Hello.
Or the
100%.
honeymoon.
Or the honeymoon.
Or your house.
I mean, actually, honeymoon makes way more sense to me. That's so true. Like, why would you do that? And then I was looking at all these different diamond. You can't tell the difference.
I know.
No, you can't.
It's insanity.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was shocked. Like, this was such a great question for me because I was like, wow,
Yeah.
holy moly.
Very cool.
So for me, I say be a good steward of your money. Don't pay that. Don't pay that. How many, what is it? It's 30, 40% less. Don't pay all of that difference for a natural diamond when you can get the same exact thing, quality-wise,
Right.
in a lab grown. There's no difference. Why would you do that? I'm not about being
Yeah.
cheap, but I'm like, look at the cost effectiveness of this.
Right.
Be a steward, a good steward. Like you guys said, put it towards your wedding.
Right.
Or
Save.
put it towards your stinking honeymoon, which is basically that 30 to 40, depending on what you know how much you spend on the ring. That could pay for the whole honeymoon.
Yeah.
2 for the price of 1.
Yep.
I mean, would you guys do it?
I would,
Yes.
for sure.
Would you do it?
100%.
I haven't worn a wedding ring and I don't even
See,
know how many years.
See,
now.
I don't wear a wedding ring a lot, but I mean, I have really nice rings. I do. I have a very nice ring that I haven't worn in a really long time, but I have nice rings, and then I have the cheap Olas. It doesn't. I don't wear a ring a lot too. I'm
Yeah.
like you. It doesn't really matter. But some people, I often wonder why they felt like. Why do you like? If it bothers you, like I would never do that. Like, well, check the heart.
Right.
Like,
Why?
what is
Right.
the reason why?
Yeah.
Are you a keeping up with the Joneses kind of person? So you have to be able to tell people so that you think that they think, oh, look at her or look at him or whatever. Because guys can be just as catty about that stuff too. Like, I paid this much for my whatever, and I'm like, why? Why do you have to do that?
Why do you
That's a
care?
heart thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying if you want a natural diamond, it's wrong. I'm saying, why do you want the natural diamond? Or why does the ring have to be a certain size?
Right.
Why do you demand? Because I've known people demand that when they get they get their engagement ring, it has to be a certain size, it has to be a certain look, or they don't want it. And I'm like, what's the reason behind that? Is so that everybody oohs and ahs over it, so that you may. I mean, a lot of times people want people to be envious of them or covetous of what they have. That's just as bad as the person who is envious or covetous or jealous. What's the heart behind what we want and why we want it? And if it is not spiritually sound or good, you need to check yourself.
Facts.
Before you wreck yourself.
That's right, girl.
Yeah.
You really need to check yourself because spiritually you're off.
100%.
And a lot of times people never even think of these things. They just think, well, I want what I want. Why do you want what you want? What's the reason behind it? Everything you should do, you kind of should evaluate what's the reasoning and the heart behind it. Because a self-evaluation will keep you from going down a very long, dark path. A lot of times people don't even know they're on a long, dark path because if they would have just looked at the very first step they took down that path to say, is this good? Is this spiritually correct? They would have never taken the second step or the third. But eventually Satan is so cunning and he's so deceiving. You're halfway down this bad path and you don't even know it because you've been lulled to sleep. Right. That if you would evaluate yourself and your motives behind what you do, you would stop yourself before you ever even take the second step.
Yeah.
Most of the time we don't, though. So any thoughts on that, ladies?
Yeah, no. Very, very interested to see how this will change generation to generation.
I think it's going to.
Right.
And hey, listen, there's something good about competition.
True.
And because if you look at the jewelry business, what is it when people when there's like a hurricane and people come in and they price things high? What's that called?
Gouging.
Gouging, price gouging.
Yes.
What's happening is in the jewelry business, it's not just price gouging, it's called something else. But in the jewelry business, the ceiling of what things actually cost and what they're actually selling them for is outrageous. It's like, in some cases, 300% higher than the actual value or the price. That's why I don't go to jewelers and I don't buy anything from them. Never. I won't, because they price gouge. I know this because I've known people in the jewelry business. I've also known this because I've done research on it. And the market value is outrageous in comparison to the true value of, so the retail and the wholesale, it's insanity. Well, just go to a pawn shop
Right.
Yeah.
and you'll see it. Like when you walk in there and you want to sell your whatever to them, what are they going to get? Now they'll do this across the board, but if you see it, you'll see it more in jewelry than you will in anything else. What they're willing to give you for that piece of jewelry, and then what they're willing to sell it for after,
True.
it's not good.
Yeah.
So the retail market value is way higher than the wholesale. It's outrageous. Yeah, they think very long and hard before you go to a jeweler, and you can negotiate on all that stuff. And a lot of people don't know that either. You don't have to pay what the sticker price is on that ring or that piece of jewelry. Negotiate. It's the way it is. And if they don't want to sell it to you, there's a lot more jewelers out there who will.
True.
Yep.
And a lot of people don't know that either. So, anything else?
No.
One last question.
Okay.
What is your favorite Valentine's Day memory?
Oh.
I do not have one. I haven't been in that many relationships in my life, to be perfectly honest with you. I've only had 2 boyfriends, Tom and somebody else, and the other one was a piece of poo, so that don't count. And Tom and I haven't even uttered Happy Valentine's Day to each other so far.
Jeff and I looked at each other yesterday and we're like, we're not doing anything, right? I'm like, no, you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, like for me, like it's not even. Is that bad? I don't think it's bad that I just like for me, I just don't care. Now I get it if this is really holidays are the only day that you really ever get acknowledged.
Yeah.
Then it might be really important and it might feel really great.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
That's true.
And I can see that, but I really don't give a flying flip about it. It doesn't make a difference to me at all. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd rather get a card on a different day than on
True.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
I do have a story though.
Ooh, please share.
So this was before we started dating, but Jeff confessed his love for me on Valentine's Day
Like first time he said I love
through
you.
an email.
Oh my God.
Like he was interested. Because back then we did emails.
Oh my gosh.
And he sent me, this heartfelt email. And I responded with,
Thanks, but no thanks.
I think you're a really nice guy. And friend zoned him
On Valentine's
on
Day?
Valentine's Day.
Wow.
I know.
Ouch.
I know.
Ouchies.
But he kept pursuing. He didn't give up. He's a
salesman.
shark.
Never give up.
So he kept pursuing. The third time around, I was like, all right, I'll agree to
Poor
lunch.
guy.
I'll go to lunch with
Yeah.
you. Made me laugh. And I was like, all right, I think
Line and sinker.
I'm going to keep you around.
Yeah.
But
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
I completely friend zoned him on Valentine's Day. And that was probably the last email, like heartfelt email I've ever gotten from him.
That would make sense.
So
That would make sense.
Oh my gosh.
it's okay.
That's what you get.
Do you have one, Tracy?
My favorite Valentine's memory is from today, from this morning, when I realized that I already bought Jer a Valentine's Day card. So I was like opening up everything. I always get the girls something. And so then, of course, Jer, he loves gifts too. So I got him some stuff. And I'm like, oh, I already got him a card. I'm like, well, I have 2 cards. What do I do with the second card? And I was like, I'm going to ChatGPT something. So I did roses is red, violets is blue. I don't even know the rest of it because it was from ChatGPT. And then I signed it, Love Tracy and ChatGPT.
Oh.
I like it.
Because Jer knows how much I love ChatGPT. So I would feel wrong leaving ChatGPT out
Right.
of my Valentine's Day.
True.
That's dang awesome.
So that was my favorite memory. But I'm indifferent. Like if it's an opportunity to celebrate and
Yeah.
buy
Have
somebody
fun.
something and
Yeah,
have
have
fun,
fun.
yeah, I'm all about it.
Hey, listen, when my kids were little, I loved Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
But
Right. I know.
I loved Valentine. I just loving on them.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know. I just don't
know.
really care.
I know.
True.
I know.
I don't know.
I think Valentine's
bad
Day
about
is
that,
for
to a
like
certain
new
extent.
relationships and
Yeah.
like
Yes,
couple
yes,
Yeah.
Yes.
era.
I know. And then to go out on Valentine's
Oh,
Day,
it's a
like Natalie
mess.
said, I won't do.
A mess.
I
I'll
will
never do
not
that.
go out. I did that one time and I was like, that was the stupidest thing I've ever done in my life. Cause it's like everybody's like frantic. I'm like,
Well,
oh,
the
yeah.
grocery store right now is like
Oh yeah,
frantic.
Walmart yesterday. Walmart yesterday was
Yes.
a madhouse.
There's a bunch
Yeah.
of men buying bouquets of flowers.
that was Jared
right
this
now.
morning.
I'm like, guys,
Calm down.
Valentine's Day lands on February 14th every year.
No.
How did you not
Okay,
remember?
like you could have planned ahead.
No, I
Oh my
don't.
gosh, I had no
that's a
idea.
mess.
Yes, it is a madhouse.
I don't
out
think
there.
even when Tom and I were dating, Valentine's Day was.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, we were with each other every single day.
Right.
So I mean, there wasn't a day that we weren't together. Pretty much for the 3 years, except for the momentary times he broke up with me.
Yeah.
But even when he broke up with me and he was trying to get back, he might not have been trying to get back with me. We were still hanging out. I know, it's the weirdest thing. So it's
Interesting.
like psychotic.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was a weird thing, but we never did any of that.
Yeah.
But I didn't care. Like I literally forget about. He's right. I'm not great with numbers.
Yeah.
I forget about dates. I forget about everything's on my calendar, or I forget.
Right.
What about you, Sarah? Do you have a great Valentine's Day?
My wedding.
What?
Today we've been married 21 years. It's our anniversary. So,
That way to blow it out of
A
the park. Good job.
Valentine's Day wedding?
yes.
Holy
and
crap!
I did not wear white because it was not my first wedding. But Derek did.
Oh.
It was
Derek
his
wore a
first-
white
It was his
tux.
first
Did you wear
wedding.
black?
I wore like a blush pink.
Oh, that's
Oh,
pretty.
And then our
cute. Cute.
bridesmaids were like the color of your blazer. And
Cute. Very Valentine's.
so I love Valentine's Day because it's also my anniversary and we are going out to dinner tonight.
Hot dog, baby.
Good luck.
Hot dog. And they won't
may the
be
force
sleeping
be
in
with you.
separate bedrooms.
Yeah,
Are you gonna
exactly.
share a blanket tonight?
If I'm lucky, I will.
Where are you going to dinner?
I believe we're going to Carmelo's.
Ooh,
Okay.
that's a good one.
Okay. All right.
Where's
that might work
Carmelo's?
out.
Is in
Gorda.
Punta
Wait,
Gorda.
I know where it comes.
So good. That's a great
It's like
place.
homemade pasta.
Yes.
Yeah.
Italiano, which
Yeah.
he doesn't like. So we
He
go
succumbed.
there because it's for me.
Man, it's so
that's
good.
sweet.
Oh, that is
That's
sweet.
my favorite. But I love it.
Everybody's saying happy anniversary to you, by the way.
Aw,
the chat.
thanks, you guys.
Yeah.
21 years of wedded bliss. Last year we
21
went on our
years.
10-day cruise.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That was our
Yeah.
20th.
You had a
So-
killer tan.
That's true. You did.
I also was using really good makeup that made me look like I had a tan. So there was that. But he wanted to go on a cruise this year. And I was like,
You're so busy, man.
yeah, we
You guys are
can't.
super busy.
We
work-wise.
can't just be like, bye, we're going to leave for a week, you know? So,
especially in season.
yeah.
And you guys
it's-
are really busy, like super busy.
We are. And it's
that's
not
good.
getting any, we really need to hire somebody because it's not enough hours in the day
Same.
to do what we're doing.
That's
so,
awesome. Congratulations on that. Starting a business, owning a business is not easy.
No.
It's not easy. Kudos to everybody who does. I've done it before, and it's hard work, but man, is it rewarding to work
sure.
for yourself.
For sure.
If I didn't work for Jesus, I'd own my own company again.
Yep.
I would never work for anybody unless you're your own private contractor, which
Yeah.
yeah.
sales,
works.
you're your own private contractor. So you determine your own success rate.
True.
And that's one of the things I think if we can teach young people, don't work for somebody else and make them money. Work for yourself and make your own money.
Amen.
Yes. That's the only way to build wealth.
Yep.
You'll never do it working for somebody else.
No, because all they're using you to make them rich.
Right.
Right.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
They're using you to make them rich. But if you get into sales or something of that nature outside of owning your own business, sales is the next best thing because you determine your fate.
I heard something interesting once, and this isn't to like dog on anybody, but a husband once said, "Why would I send my wife to make somebody else's husband rich?" So if you're working for another man and your wife is making them money, why would you not figure out a way that she can make you money and you
Amen.
guys can do it together? So I always thought that was really interesting. Same with your kids. Like if there's an opportunity for them to help you get rich, why not do that versus send them out to somebody else and make that man rich?
Well, because eventually they will, hopefully,
Right.
they will inherit the business and they will know what it took to get to that level.
Yeah.
And then when they actually run the business, their responsibility level and their integrity and their honoring of you
Right.
will flow from there.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
it's super, super important. Thank you so much. Do we have anything else to add?
I think that's it.
Happy anniversary, Sarah. That is
Thanks.
freaking awesome. Thank you for joining us on the Hope Hotline today. Happy Valentine's Day to each and every single one of you. If you don't have a Valentine, I would share mine with you, but he doesn't celebrate. So you're like with
Make
me.
Jesus your Valentine.
Yeah, make Jesus, because
That's what
really that's
Tempest
all
said.
I got. It's Jesus and me too, because we don't celebrate. That's the way it
Perfect.
goes.
He's a great Valentine.
He's the best of the best. But I totally get it. Like, hopefully you're like me and it just doesn't matter. If it does matter, then we're going to pray you in a Valentine. But he had better love Jesus, or she better love Jesus, or
Yes.
Amen.
hit the road, Jack.
Exactly.
So thank you so much. We'll see you on Sunday. If you're not in town, please tune in to the church on live stream, Rumble. That's it.
Yeah.
I would only do it. I mean, you could probably go Facebook, but
I mean,
that's
good
always
luck,
risky,
man.
as we know from
Just
today.
don't go Facebook.
Just go
Don't
Rumble.
go. Just go Rumble.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we will see you on Sunday. Thank you for joining in, and have a great weekend. Bye.
Real talk.